Hi, this is Yoshu Pradhan, and in this video we are going to talk about a very important scheme that is called the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. So the scheme was launched in 2020 on September. The scheme was launched, and last September only the scheme has completed 2 years. So we are going to talk about that. Why is the scheme so important? And if you are in the fishery industry or in the animal husbandry industry, so how you can take advantage of it and how it will benefit you. You are watching me on Freedom Farming English channel. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the name of the scheme is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Very interesting name. The meaning of Matsya is fish. So now that you know that Matsya means fish, so you get an idea that the scheme has something to do with the fishery sector, with the animal husbandry sector. And yes, it is right. It is something to do with the fishery sector, and Sampada means flourishing or prosperity. That's what Sampada means. So this is called the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Now the scheme's main objective is to bring in the blue revolutionary in India, and it is doing really well in this 2 years. As I told you that it falls under the category of animal husbandry and fishing sector. Now let's just talk about the scheme a little more. So let's talk about the aim of this scheme. The aim of this scheme is to bring in sustainable development in this sector. So the government thinks that in this sector, the fishery sector, there is a lot of scope of growth, a lot of scope of improvement. So they brought in this scheme. The aim is to bring in sustainable development, how they can develop this fishery sector even more and grow with sustainable development, because whenever any scheme is launched by the government, the main concern is that the environment should not be harmed. There should be sustainable development. Growth should be there with less harming of the environment. It will also focus on building good infrastructure, building technology, so that the manual work for the farmers, for the vendors is very less, and the productivity, the production is more, the quality increases, production increases, and therefore the revenue increases. Now let's come down to the tenure of this scheme. So the scheme's tenure is for 5 years. As I told you that it was launched in 2020 and it will go up to 2025. The tenure is for 5 years, but earlier also many such schemes have been launched that have been relaunched or extended. So there is a very big scope that this scheme could be relaunched further in future. Now let's talk about the beneficiaries of this scheme. So the beneficiaries that come under the scheme is the fishermen, the fish vendors, fish farmers and workers, all that are into fishery industry and animal husbandry industry. So this was the beneficiary of the scheme. Now next is the total layout. The total budget that was announced for the scheme was for about 20,000 crores, and last year's the scheme budget was around 1,000 crore, but now it has increased to 18 to 1900 crore for this year. Let's move on next to the target of this scheme. So it has majorly 3 main targets that come under the scheme. The first target is fish production and productivity. So there is a difference between production is the quantity, but productivity is also the quality. If you produce, but the quality should not get hampered, so therein lies the productivity. So through this scheme, productivity and production both will be increased. The government aims to increase the fish production to 22 million metric ton by 2024 or 25. It also aims to enhance the aquaculture industry for producing 5 ton per hectare, and currently it is 3 ton per hectare, but the government is aiming for 5 ton per hectare. It also aims to increase the domestic fish consumption production from 5 kgs to about 12 kgs. Let's move on to the second target. The second main target of the scheme is economic value addition. Like in the country, when the scheme is launched, what value will it give to the economy as a whole, as in India as a whole country? So let's talk about that. So these are some of the advantages that we'll get as a country from the scheme, and the export would be double, therefore the revenue will also get doubled. It will also facilitate private investing for entrepreneurs, that entrepreneurs can invest in this industry and also generate more employment and more revenue. One more important thing is reduction of post-harvesting losses. So there are many fisher vendors, fisher farmers that sell fishes, and as we know that the fish's shelf life is really short. And if the fishes do not sell, all the fishes go to waste and that are incurred by the fishermen. So the harvesting losses would also be reduced from 20 to 25% to 10% through the scheme. The third and the main target is enhancing income and employment. So through this scheme, more than 55 lakh people have got the opportunity to get employed indirectly or directly from and through this scheme, which is a very good initiative that has been taken by the government, because as we know that in India, employment is still a big concern. One more important thing, that it will enhance the income for the fishers, the fish farmers, vendors, whoever are in this fishery industry. It will double the income, because when we work on technology, when we work on infrastructure, as I told you, that the manual work would be less and the productivity, the production would be more. So it is but obvious that it will increase the revenue for the farmers. So till now I have told you the aim of this scheme. As I told you that the scheme was launched in 2020 September. The tenure of the scheme is for about 5 years, from 2020 to 2025, but it also could be relaunched or it also could be extended, as in past there are many such more schemes that are extended. The main aim of the scheme is to create and develop and increase the fish production, increase the fish export in our country through sustainable development techniques, through good infrastructure, through good technology that are updated and modern. Then we come to the beneficiaries. The beneficiaries, as I told you, of the scheme is the fish vendors, fish farmers, the fishermen, all who are related to the fishery industry and the animal husbandry industry. So these were some important points of this scheme, the PM, the Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana. These were the key features, key points of it. If you found this video informational, do not forget to like this video, share your views on it, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you want to learn a little bit more about farming, business, or personal finance, so you can download our Freedom app. It is given in the description below. You just hit the link and download the app, and you will get unlimited courses that are about business, personal finance, and farming, and you could learn a lot from it.